going on, Mr. Tony's Hip Hop School? As you can see, I'm getting a little sleepy. The lights are out. It's a gloomy day. This is the Hip Hop channel, old school, 2004 and before. 70s, 80s, 90s, up to 2004. Nothing but the boom bap. Nothing but MCs, DJs, graffiti, breakdancing, anything dealing with old school. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. I am Mr. Tony. Some of my close friends know me as Ron, but Anthony is my middle name, so therefore I've used my middle name in the past. So some people do know me as Tony. So I've always liked that name better. And just wanted to say, those of you that have subscribed, I appreciate the love. Looking for more to subscribe. I think this channel is important because I've lived hip hop. I was smack in the middle of it, through the crack era. Not even the crack era, but even before that. Even like Spoonie G, Dr. Rock, damn. That's how I know I'm getting sleepy. The Sugar Hill Gang, Sugar Hill Records, because they made a lot of great hip hop in the early 80s. All that shit. Malcolm McLaren. Man, look, Run DMC. I've been through all Houdini. I've been through all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that it's important because, like, with rock and roll is not forgotten. Rock and roll music is still being played in movies. Those motherfuckers is damn near 80 years old, still touring. They still loved and beloved, and and I don't think people of color support hip hop like white people support rock music. And we really should. I think we just forgetting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, the rap music, the stuff that they call hip hop now is like an embarrassment for what the motherfuckers in the past did. You know what I mean? Like, they done laid the groundwork, and it's just like with the civil rights movement and all our ancestors who have fucking lost their life, given their life for us, for the future, and look at how it is out here. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's a lot of other reasons why that is. I get it. But at the same time, we gotta do for ourselves, man. We gotta create and do shit for ourselves. We can't be constantly looking for other motherfuckers to save us. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I kind of went off on a rant, but this is like, hip hop was like a fucking woman to me. So it's something that I don't want to forget. It's something I still listen to this day. You would think that the old school hip hop was out today. That's how I play that shit. I play that shit just like it just came out. That's how much I love it. I love all of it. Mainly the late 70s, through the 80s, through the 90s, and then the early 2000s, like early to mid 2000s, and then I was done with it. I ain't like it no more. And I've been like that ever since. So ever since 2004, I was done. And they used to have these little mix DVDs, up and coming rappers and shit. I used to watch that shit a little bit. Because I used to work with teens, inner city teens from New York and Philly. And they were big into that. So, I kind of had to watch the shit. But, so anyway, it's just like, man, these old school rappers should not be forgotten. And I know we ain't supposed to be out here idolizing motherfuckers. And I might sound like I am idol worshiping, which I'm kind of big on not doing. But it's not even about idol worshiping. It's just more about appreciating the craft. I love hip hop, man. It's not even just the fucking rappers. It's everything about it, man. That was just a special time for motherfuckers my age. Anybody that's like 45 to 60 years old knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in that age group, maybe 40 to 60, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, it was just man, that shit was like, yeah, times was still fucked up, but I mean, the streets was safer than they are today, that's for damn sure. It still had crime and all that shit, but look, you can go out. I mean, I was fucking like crazy back then. And then also, you know, you had the cars, the gear, you know what I'm saying? You fucking glasses, hairstyles. I ain't even getting to the hairstyles. Hairstyles. You know what I mean? Different colognes. Fucking, you can't come out the house with your shoes dirty. Your sneakers had to be clean as shit. They had to be practically really brand new. You really had to have brand new sneakers. You know what I mean? Jewelry. You know, fucking slang. Everybody had their own slang. New York had their slang. Philly had their slang. Every city has their own slang. You know, it's shit I'm forgetting, man. I mean, it's just, it just goes into like how people of color are so fucking creative, or can be very creative, and we're very different people. That's what this goes. It's like a spiritual thing, man. It's a spiritual thing, and people are so caught up in living in this country and living in the rat race that they losing themselves, man. That's the whole thing, man. It's like, I remember I used to sit, because I'm one of them people, like, I kind of observe too. And I would sit back and observe our people back then. I'm talking about a good interaction. I'm not talking about motherfuckers out here wanting to fight and all that bullshit. But we're just a stylish, braggadocious, creative motherfucker. You know, we're very creative, very we're very spiritual, but our fucking vibration has been lowered to the fucking ground. You know what I mean? With the food, with the fucking bullshit. I don't really want to go super deep, because then motherfuckers ain't gonna like my ass, which I really shouldn't give a fuck. But I'm not here to be hated. I'm not here to be on some hate shit. This is just some real shit. You know what I mean? We are very spiritual people. You know what I'm saying? We come from kings and queens. That's why I believe we flashy. It's just in our spirit. We are fucking flashy motherfuckers, man. Some of us aren't. Some of us ain't flashy. We might not have been brought up like that. But for the most part, we like motherfuckers seeing us, watching us, following us. We like to be geared up. You know what I'm saying? It's understandable. But we need to get back to that shit, man, because this shit is crazy. This shit is getting... We just got swallowed up into this matrix, man, and I hate it. And so the one thing that I love with the old school hip hop is just like, I guess it keeps me on a positive high vibration, or a higher, because I know my vibration comes down sometimes, because I could be moody sometimes. A lot of times, lack of sleep. So that's just where the spirit shit come in. What you eating, sleep, meditating, you know what I'm saying? And I notice when I don't really do none of that, my vibration comes down, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so that's kind of the point of the channel. The channel is supposed to really go back in time, a remembrance of the great fucking music, the lifestyle of hip hop, regardless of what it was, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit was related to hip hop. So that was the whole purpose of the channel. Plus, I'm passionate about it. This is something I'm passionate about. So it's not even like work to me. I love doing this shit. You know what I mean? I just got started. But I always wanted to do it, but it was like, my biggest thing was I ain't think our people would embrace it or support it. You know what I mean? I mean, the channel's for anybody, but, you know, my hip-hop started with us, so, you know, a lot of times we kind of fall off and shit. We'll support you in the beginning, then we'll fall off and shit, you know what I mean? But I think this is a lot of important gems on this channel. You know, things to talk about, things to bring up, things to go back to. Artists that were forgotten about. You know, there's a lot of motherfuckers. See, everything has been narrowed down to Tupac and Biggie. Like, they're the only motherfuckers that make hip-hop. You know what I mean? You got so many fucking hip-hop artists. You know what I'm saying? I mean, goddamn. You know, but they, you know, that's why I don't watch television. I do not watch television anymore. I don't even watch sports anymore. But don't get started with some hip-hop shit on TV. Somehow it's gonna go right back to Tupac and Biggie. At some point, it's gonna go back to Tupac and Biggie. I'm talking about when you're talking about old school or just hip-hop from beginning to end, it's gonna go back to Tupac and Biggie. And this shit pisses me off. That's disrespectful to all the motherfuckers, everybody else that made music. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, they was fucking great. Man, they were fucking great, man, but they was even more hyped up because they were both killed. That's what did it. You know what I mean? I mean, you do know, like, when people get killed and they're famous, motherfuckers be making money like a motherfucker off of them, and then their legend becomes bigger. Because when at the time, before September 25th, I think it was September 25th. I forget. I know it was September of 1996 when Tupac died. I forget the exact date. But let's say in August of 1996, they weren't bigger than hip hop. Tupac probably was. Because he was on a controversial, I don't say it's controversial, but the mass media will say he was with a controversial record label. You know what I mean? That's what picked it up. But he was great. Yes, he was great. I'm not diminishing his greatness, but what I'm saying is that him and Biggie are not the only hip hop artists, man. That's all I'm saying. That just diminishes everybody else. You know, Biggie was great. I'm not saying he wasn't great. And like I say, the Hall of Fame rappers, Biggie and Tupac are Hall of Fame rappers. You know? But they ain't the greatest. You know what I mean? It's a lot of motherfuckers. You know? That's like saying the greatest car. What was the greatest American car ever made? Like, come on, man. Come on, it's just too many. It's too many to mention. So anyway, please like, subscribe, tell me what you think. You know what I mean? Even if you gotta come home, when you come home from work, type up what you think, what you want to see, what you want to talk about. You know what I mean? Let me know what you're thinking. If you're new, you don't know nothing about no old school hip hop, I can direct you to some good albums, some good artists. You know what I'm saying? Some good documentaries. Just let me know what you think. This is Mr. Tony. Mr. Tony's Hip Hop School in full effect. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll holler at you. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm getting tired.